Hey y'all, happy Tuesday. So we are going to dig into today these lance of prayer, the lance of prayer and supplication. And so I am using for the basis of this to really get into the technicalities of the weaponry. I'm going to use Rick Renner's book, which if you have yours, you should really go in and find those pictures that he has. This beautiful, I don't want to lose my place, colored pictures in the book that is just, this is, I mean, absolutely a textbook on spiritual warfare and on the Roman soldiers' armor. It's truly amazing, incredible, and I'm so thankful for Rick and his ministry. I do want to say, before we dig into very much, a reminder just that I am speaking at the end of the month in Georgia, and I'm excited about that. So I know that those of you who are friends of this ministry will be praying for me about that, and that it's just going to be a great time of ministry. I wanted to pull out my Weast here. Y'all see me bend down to grab it out to read that Ephesians 6:18 in the Weast. Praying for every season. He says, through the instrumentality of every prayer and supplication for need, praying at every season by means of the Spirit, and maintaining a constant alertness with every kind of unremitting care and supplication. Maintaining constant alertness. You know the scripture that says being ready or instant in season and out of season? That's part of that prayer, that you would be ready, that you just be ready, praying constantly. And I believe that this is totally rabbit trail, but for such a time as this, literally for such a time as this, that the Lord is calling us again. We are outside of the walls, outside of the four walls of the church, and that we be ready in a moment, that we be, again, praying at all times, on every occasion and in every season, that we be ready to pray with other people who would confide in us, or people that would find us, or people that we would meet in a store that need help or that are struggling, or, for strangers. I mean, my goodness, Jesus, or the disciples in an intimate level, friendship level, did not know the people that they ministered to. Yet they prayed and ministered healing over countless people. And so this weapon of prayer is not one that is to be pulled out on special occasions, but as Paul says, pray at all times, on every occasion, and in every season. And so I just, just as a reminder for us today, that this prayer, every and all times, every occasion, every season. Okay, so as we dig into the actual weapon of the lance, some of this gory war stuff is, well, exactly that, gory war. But I want you to think about it not necessarily in terms of the natural, but in terms of this is natural, and the Lord gives us natural examples of how the spirit realm works. And so if it does this in the natural, then you take this same scenario and you play it in the spirit and see what prayer does to the enemy, because that's the whole basis of it, is that the weapon of the lance and what it does to the natural enemy, the weapon of prayer does to the supernatural enemy. Prayer is a weapon. Prayer is a weapon. And this is not where I intended to go today, but okay, it's where we're going to go. Have you ever heard people say, or have you ever said, well, all we can do is just pray? Please, can we just start there? Can we just start with prayer? Prayer is not all we can do is just. Prayer is a mighty, powerful weapon in the hand of the believer. Is a mighty, powerful weapon in the hand of the believer. And it is time that we learn how to use this mighty, powerful weapon. So we are at 5 minutes, and we're going to dig into the different types of lances. And so that's what we'll do tomorrow. We'll start pulling them apart so that we can then equate the natural weapon to what happens in the spirit. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, y'all.